guys, Amanda here with How to Host. Thank you so much for tuning in with me yet again. I'm here to teach you all about how to host an Airbnb listing from start to finish, just like the business name says, okay? Today, I want to chat with you a little bit about pricing. So pricing strategies in the Airbnb VRBO market. 3 big tips I have for you. First of all, disconnect from the sentiment of your home, the emotional connection. What you think your home is worth is not necessarily what it's worth, okay? Number 2, obtain real data research. So we're gonna dive deep into this one. I use a program called AirDNA to get all of my real data research. I'll tell you why here in just a few minutes. And number 3, after you've used AirDNA, you're gonna go and do your own research on pricing in your area by using the Airbnb platform itself. So you've got to put in the work. It's not just going to be right in front of your face. It's so important to do detailed research on the pricing so that you know and understand your competition inside and out. So to start, let's talk about AirDNA. So AirDNA is this fascinating tool. It's inexpensive. You can either purchase it on a monthly subscription or you can do a one-time shot. So you already know the one address that you have, you already own the property, it's the only piece of information you're interested in, you can buy it one time. Or if you're planning on maybe starting a property management company like myself or obtaining multiple properties, you could have an monthly annual subscription to this program, okay? So what AirDNA does, you can punch in any specific address and they will give you a variety of information from occupancy rates, super important, occupancy rates. How often is a property booked? Seasonality, also very important. What do the seasons look like in the jurisdiction that you're looking at purchasing or creating a property, making an Airbnb out of, okay? Average daily rates. They're gonna give you the average daily rates of your comparable listings all throughout town. They're also going to give you a list of comparable listings within a certain kilometer radius. They tell you which platform is best for you to list on. I'm obviously keen on listing in as many platforms as you can. We'll discuss that at another time. But for example, what percentage of bookings go through Airbnb? What percentage of bookings go through VRBO? And then we have booking.com, etc. Really great to know those things, especially if you're just starting out and you're only wanting to utilize one booking platform. That's some really great information for you. They're also going to give you information on booking lead times, okay? So that's great. You're going to know, okay, you're a month out or 2 months out and you have X amount of time still free in your Airbnb schedule on a particular property. Is this normal? Is it not normal? Maybe you need to decrease your prices, something like that. So that's just the gist of AirDNA, and fantastic tool. If you're interested in purchasing this, I'm gonna put the link right here and you can go do some discovering yourself. I highly recommend this tool. So AirDNA, fantastic tool, amazing. However, it is not perfect. And if you've been researching the Airbnb market and how to do this and how to do that, you've probably heard 20 times over that the pricing of an Airbnb is never one size fits all. So yes, this is 100% correct. And where AirDNA lacks is being able to understand if you have a niche property, something that offers something special to the demographic that's going to be traveling to your area. So, you know, the decor, if it's high end, that sort of a thing. They really use statistics. So how many bedrooms do you have? How many bathrooms do you have? Those types of things. And then they give you comparable listings based on that info. So the reason it's important to know this is because you need to go out and you need to do your own self-research. And I actually thought that this was fun myself because you really get to dive deep into the comparable listings on Airbnb and see who your competition is. So AirDNA is gonna provide you with a set of links. They'll give you a whole whack of different properties. You'll be able to just click right on them, view those listings in Airbnb, but there's also going to be other listings that are comparable to yours that don't show up on the AirDNA search, okay, on the information that they give you. So my strategy, I always go into Airbnb myself and I select a variable amount of amenities and you know, bedrooms, bathrooms, all of those types of things, but I'm not too specific with it because I want to know what listings in my area that have a bedroom more and a bedroom less are also getting that are in my vicinity, okay? And the reason for this is because if you have a really niche property that's a lot nicer than the 5-bedroom home, you know, and you're only a 3-bedroom home, you might still be able to charge around the same amount because of the amenities that you offer. As well, you might have sleeping quarters, bedrooms, sleeping quarters that aren't bedrooms. You know, if you have a pull-out sofa or 2 pull-out sofas, these don't count as a bedroom, but occupancy wise, you're relatively the same as that other 5-bedroom house. And maybe you have a big backyard that that house doesn't have to offer. So there's so many variables involved with the self-research. I think it's also a really great tool to be able to go and check out the decor and the styling. Look at the host's reviews, okay? What do people love about these listings and what are they not liking? So take these reviews and use them to your advantage. What you see someone is not liking in a listing, make sure you don't do that. It's a very, very simple way of coaching yourself on what to do and what not to do when starting and operating your Airbnb. And maybe it'll give you an idea of how to go above and beyond. You know, is one listing providing breakfast? Is one listing providing robes? Or there's so many different things you can do, you guys. So just don't forget to branch off into your own self-research. And once you've done the more general research, then you can really start to narrow it down. Do you have a pool? Do you have a hot tub? Do you have a steam shower? Or do you have beach access? All of those small things that will matter in the end as far as your pricing goes. Make sure that you take your seasonality into consideration. Huge deal here. Obviously, you're not going to get your high season numbers in low season. So understand, you know, what people are charging in the low season versus the high season. Refer back to AirDNA to see what the occupancy rates are in those times. You also really want to pay attention to popular events coming into your area. So here in Kelowna, we have what's called center of gravity, or used to have center of gravity, whether that comes back or not. There's no occupancy, no vacancy, during those times. People book months and months in advance, and you can't get a hotel room or an Airbnb to save your life during that time. So obviously, you can charge a premium rate at that time. What type of events are coming to town that you know about? Where you're located? Are you located near a hospital? Are you located in an area where there's going to be a trade show? You know when those events are and increase your prices at those times. You also really want to make sure that you aren't pricing your weekends and your weekdays the exact same. You know, maybe sometimes it's just for optics, because really, if you lower your weekdays slightly and raise your weekends slightly, it might all just level out anyways. But the optics of it and the way that it looks to a potential booking guest, I mean, we all know, we see numbers and how much of a game it plays in our minds. So just make sure that you have them on a sliding scale, so that you don't have, you know, the exact same number all the way across the board. Definitely try and capitalize and make a little bit more money on your weekends, on your holidays. Take advantage and capitalize on those times. You could also take a look off of the Airbnb and VRBO websites, and you could look at hotel prices. Okay, so what are hotels going for in your area? Because you might have something completely different to offer than a hotel, but that also gives you a really great idea of how much they're charging, as well as how occupied they are. Okay, so few little tricks there. I do want to touch on smart pricing, and that's because I don't think you should ever use it. Okay, so smart pricing, you know, I've got a really hard time with this. It's never worked for me in my area. Maybe in other areas it does work, but it's just like AirDNA's pricing, it's always way too low. I would say that Airbnb would far rather your listing be booked full time than just piece by piece. So, you know, it's quantity to them over quality. So stay away from smart pricing unless you are using it maybe in the off season. I found that sometimes it does work in the off season because prices are so much lower anyways, but that's it. Not for holidays, weekends, events, none of that. Really stick to your real data research and your self-research through Airbnb, VRBO, and then looking at the hotels and statistics there, okay? So next, and the last thing I want to talk about, is decreasing your rates. And you don't have to be afraid to do this. Decreasing your rates isn't a bad thing. In fact, if you do decrease your rates, it will increase your visibility on Airbnb's website. So I don't know if you've ever seen where there's a strike through a price and the sale price is listed to the left of it, and then the listing's at the very top. So this is what happens within Airbnb's algorithm, is when you throw your property on sale and it's a really good value to potential booking guests in comparison to other properties in the area, they're going to promote your listing because they want your property to be booked. However, please, I will caution you on this from personal experience. Do not demote the value of your listing to the point where you're going to attract unwanted booking guests. And when I say I speak from personal experience here, it's because that's exactly it. When I first started in this business, Airbnb was all the money I was making off of my property. It was winter. I was struggling for cash, to be honest with you. That's what the problem was. And I decreased the price of my home to, I think, $100 a night. And this is less than what a 1-bedroom apartment was going for, and this is a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom home. So obviously a really great deal, but I just felt, if I could make $3,000 a month versus $1,000, why not? Strike the prices, lower them, attract booking guests. Well, I wound up having people come stay with me that smoked in my house, partied in my house. They did not treat the property respectfully. They left garbage all over the place. And there wasn't any substantial damage, but just the smell of cigarette smoke, you guys. And seeing the way that they left my home, it was actually heartbreaking. So not something I would recommend. So decrease prices reasonably, but never demote the value of your property. Okay, so know and understand the market that surrounds you, what other properties are going for, how you can increase the value of your home, add an added value to your home so that it attracts booking guests, and also decreasing the rates when necessary, but never demote the value of your property. So anyways, that's all I've got for you guys here today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you liked what you heard, please subscribe to my channel, like this page, and follow me on Instagram at how.to.host. If you have any questions and you want to reach out and chat, fire me an email. You can find that at www.howtohost.ca. And when you're there, you can check out our listings and everything that we do. Thanks so much, and have a great day, you guys.